How's it going, guys? This is Jacob with H.I.T. It's going to be a shoulders and arms workout. I'm going to get a little pre-workout in, Jocko pre-workout, sour peach. This video is going to be a little different because we're doing a voiceover rather than doing the audio with the video because there's music going on in the background and I don't want to get copyrighted. So we're just going to sit and watch and give you my commentary on the workout and what I'm doing. So while I'm getting my pre-workout set up there, go ahead and just kind of give you a rundown of what we'll be doing today. We're gonna do one set of 6 to 10 reps to failure on dumbbell laterals, and then take a small rest, and then do a set of 6 to 10 reps to failure bent over dumbbell laterals. And then we'll move on to close grip palms up pull down, 6 to 10 reps to failure. There's the sheet right there. So 6 to 10 reps to failure on close grip palms up pull downs for the biceps, and take a brief rest, and then we'll move on to triceps, which will be a superset starting with an isolation exercise of triceps press downs, 6 to 10 reps to failure, followed immediately by a set of dips, 3 to 5 reps to failure. And since I knew that I was going to have to do a voiceover, I went ahead and I think I got the machines pretty well set up. I've got there in the background on the dumbbell, on the bench there, I've got the dumbbells I'm going to use for the dumbbell laterals, and then the ones right there in front of the camera on the floor for the bent over dumbbell laterals. And I'll show you here in just a little bit, whenever I pick those dumbbells up in the back, kind of what the deal is with them. I don't know if you can see it from where you're looking, but they're tied up with some Olympic weights. But so those are the 15s we'll be using for the bent over dumbbell laterals, and those back there on the bench, those are 20s with 2.5s tied onto them. I couldn't figure out how to strap them in, so I bring some rope with me whenever I work out. I keep it in my bag for little stuff like this here. I just tied them 2.5s on it, so that way I didn't have to make a jump from 20 to 25 on the lateral raises, because they're more difficult than any other exercise. Not any other exercise, but they're pretty difficult to jump up a lot of weight in. So I just put them 2.5s on each one of them to make it 22.5 pounds versus 25. So like with most of what we do in our workouts, we're going to start off with a couple of warm-up sets. We'll do like a light set, and then a medium set, and sometimes I'll do somewhat of a heavy set. And these are not to be confused with the actual working set, because they're not in any way, shape, or form a working set. These are just warm-up sets, just getting the muscle warmed up, getting loosened up, try to prevent injury. And the key is, you want to warm up, but you don't want to warm up too little. You don't want to warm up too much. You as an individual decide when you're warmed up. So there we go. There's another warm-up set. And just like with all the other exercises we do, these will be controlled reps, 3 to 4 seconds on the positive, couple second hold on the static, and then on the way down we'll do 3 to 4 seconds on the way down, and we'll go to that last rep to where we can't move the weight anymore. It's called positive failure. That's where the growth mechanism kicks in. That's where you stimulate growth. The growth happens after recovery, after you go to the house. So you stimulate growth through the workout, then you recover. Your body compensates for the dip into its limited reserve ability. It replenishes it, and then it grows. The muscle grows through overcompensation to get ready for the assault on the muscles on the next workout. So I think that's probably going to be the last warm-up set, if I remember correctly. And I'm just kind of feeling around a little bit, making sure the muscles feel okay. And all of these exercises are one set, just like any other workout we do is just one set to failure. And I'm glad I took that little time there to walk around and kind of give me a break in between talking so I could remember that I need to write down how many reps I actually did, because I didn't keep track last night. So we got 1 rep in there. Now on this exercise, Mike recommends a slightly looser than normal style. You don't want to be sloppy with it, but you can be slightly looser style to get the weight up, in effect, to get the weight up, actually, since it's so hard to get the weight up. If you don't, then you won't be able to employ a weight heavy enough to stimulate growth. And I lied a few minutes ago. I said that one set was going to be the last warm-up set. That should be the last warm-up set. That was the 15-pound dumbbells there. I tried to see if I could do a in video of me reviewing the workout, but I couldn't find it on this app. I probably just didn't look hard enough on this editing app to see if I could do that, because I know there's a way, because everybody else does it. But we'll get there in due time. We're improving all the time, building confidence. All right, here we go. Trying to get in between the rope there with my hands was a little tricky. My hands kind of felt like they were pinched in there whenever I went to grab the dumbbells. And so here we go. We'll go ahead and start our working set. And you can see I kind of looked up there because I know what I'm in store for, because I've done these workouts a number of times now, and I know how intense it's going to get right there at the very end. Three reps. Got a slight bend in the elbows. Nothing too major. Want to be using mainly the side delts. I believe that's number 6 right there. Slow on the way down. It's getting pretty rough. Trying to muster up enough to get another rep up. Yep, there it is. There's that slightly looser style. Getting the weight up to the top and then holding for a couple seconds and slow on the way down. believe that was number 7. Trying to get another rep up there. This is what we mean by trying to get that last rep, that last seemingly impossible rep. That's where the growth is stimulated. So I believe we did 7 there. Now we'll move on to the bent over dumbbell lateral raises once we take a brief rest. This is not a superset, which is a kind of a change in speed to a lot of our workouts. Is what we'll typically start off with will be a superset. For instance, with the leg workouts, we'll do an isolation exercise for the quads of leg extensions, followed immediately by a set of leg presses. Or like with chest, we'll do a set of pectoral flies, followed immediately by a set of incline bench press. But this isn't a superset. And this exercise here is one of the more difficult ones I found to get that contraction at the top. And I go back to work on Wednesday. I'll be back on the boat, so I won't have access to gym equipment. But I think the next time I come back, I'm going to try it with cables. Which would essentially be the same movement, just with cables. It'd be still bent over at 90 degrees and just using cables. Number 4, 5, 6, 7. It's getting increasingly more difficult, as these sets always do. 8. I believe I get more than 10 reps here, which means that I'm going to have to go up and weight the next time I do this workout. So there's 9. 10. 11. 12. I know that's a little faster movement to the top there than what I really like to do on movements. This one is very difficult, and kind of like with the lateral raises, what I'm really looking for is getting to the top and holding it there for a brief pause, and then letting it down slow. So yeah, I need to go up and weight on that one. That was roughly 14 reps, even if the last 3 or 4 weren't as in strict fashion as what I like to do them. You could call them force reps if you'd like. There were at least 10 good reps in there. So now we'll go ahead and put our weights up here, and when I get back over to the camera, I'm going to move it over to the lat machine, and we'll do close grip palms up pull downs. And just a side note, the fact that this workout took the 27 minutes it did is a decrease in time from what it has taken in the past for a shoulders and arms workout, which is a way to increase intensity. So there's, according to Mike, there's 3 ways to increase intensity. There's decrease the amount of time it takes to complete the workout, increase the weight, and then I don't remember what the other one was now. I hate that. So we'll just do some warm up couple of warm-up sets here for the biceps. Maybe I'll think of that other way to increase intensity while I'm sitting here. Yeah, increase the weight, decrease the amount of time it takes to do the workout, and decrease the amount of time it takes to lift the weight. I believe that's the third one. So you can see with these close grip palms up pull downs, this is for the biceps, as I said. The idea is, instead of like a curl where you're just rotating around one joint axis, which would be your elbow, you are rotating your bicep around two joint axes, one being the shoulder, the other being the elbow, so it's a more effective bicep workout exercise according to Mike. And I'll say that I was a little skeptical at first whenever I started doing them, but as you'll see in the when I get into the working set, I'm going to roll my sleeves up and you'll see just how the bicep works during the exercise. And it's pretty intriguing, because if it wasn't working that muscle, it sure looked like it. And another thing that kind of interests me, kind of caught my eye whenever I went over this video last night or this morning, is the fact that whenever you go up, you know, when you pull down and you when you're going up, there's really no, unless you just flex the bicep, you can't, it's not really, you know, it doesn't look all that strong or tough or mean or whatever. And I guess it's not supposed to, because the function of the bicep is to supinate the hand and bring the forearm up. So if you're letting that up, then it's not going to have the same bulge as when you're flexing. I know that's pretty obvious. You know, that's kind of elementary type stuff, but just something I was looking at. And if you guys watch my previous videos, again, thank you for the 50 subscribers. Really appreciate it. Let's see if we can get some dialogue going in the comments on that video and this video. Like to see people's input, differing opinions. The more the better. And as you can see, I put on the weight wrist straps there. I'm getting better and better all the time at putting them on. If you'll go back to previous videos, you'll see that it was atrocious the way I was putting those wrist straps on. I'm still not great at it, but I'm getting a whole lot better, which is the name of the game here. But the idea is that my grip's going to fail way before my bicep will fail. So with that being said, and knowing that, it's a good idea to use the wrist straps so that when your grip fails, it doesn't affect your biceps pulling the weight down. Your grip can just go, and then your biceps can still do all the work. But if you don't have the straps and your grip fails, well, then you're just going to let go of the bar, or you're not going to be able to push out another rep that you would be able to if you did have the straps and actually work the working muscle that you're wanting to exercise. Yeah. So here we go. Get into the working set. You can see there how the bicep contracts. Pretty amazing. You wouldn't think that from a movement like this, but there it is. And like we did with the lateral raises, slow and controlled, 3 to 4 seconds down and a couple second hold, then 3 to 4 seconds up. Just go until you can't go no more. And if I had a training partner, it would be possible that I would have them push the bar down, get a couple of force reps in, and then I would let the bar up slow, but I don't have a training partner, so we're just going to positive failure on a lot of these sets, which is fine, but you can't say that, or I can't say that I've trained to maximum intensity because I haven't exhausted all 3 rep ranges, positive, static, and negative, but we will one day. And if this isn't the rep, and I forgot to count, but if this isn't the rep, then it might be the next one that's the hardest. If I can even get another one, I can't remember. Yeah, I think I squeezed this one out. Yep. Let's look at the bicep. And then I think right there, I noticed that I wasn't going to get another positive rep, so I held it for a little longer at the bottom and let it up slow. And you can see the effects of the exercise right there. And that's not even training the maximum intensity on it. That's just 1/3 as intense as I could have got with it. And it's pretty exhausting. But today, while I do this voiceover, I'm not really sore or anything, which I've done some reading and some research on a couple of videos of Mike's, and the way he talks, soreness isn't really an indicator of growth anyway, because I guess if it was, people would just go in there and throw weight around all day to get sore to build muscle, but that's not really what we're looking for. Don't go off of the feel, just go off the results and if you've progressed in weight or not, or reps. And we're going to do a warm up here for the triceps. We're going to do dips, which is the compound exercise. The tricep press downs will be the isolation. This will be the compound. And so anytime that you do an isolation and a compound exercise superset, you want to do your compound exercise for your warm up. So that way, when you go from your isolation to your compound, your other muscle groups that are helping your, in this case, triceps, go past the point of failure, they'll be warmed up to help that along. But if you just warm up with your isolation exercise, then when you get to your compound exercise, you're not going to be, your other muscle groups that come into play aren't going to be warmed up, is the idea. And if you watch these videos that we've been doing, you'll know that and sound like a broken record, but I just like to repeat things like that so that I can remember them. And so that new people watching, they can remember it too. And get a feel and an idea of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I am kind of, what do they call that, procrastinating right here. Because I know this is going to be especially brutal. So the idea here is to stand up straight and curl the arms up at the top. Keep the elbows in, controlled on the way down. Hold for a couple seconds, slow on the way up. And then curl the arms at the top and just repeat. You'll notice here in a couple of reps that I kind of leaning forward a little bit and I catch myself and I try to stand back up straight again. The idea is you don't want your body to be helping your triceps get the weight down. You want your triceps to do the work. That's your target muscle. So yeah, right there is when I noticed we got to fix that real quick. So we did. And I gotta say that I've made significant improvement in muscular definition in the past 7 weeks, and I'm pretty proud of it. And if you followed along, I've got, let's see, we got about 5 more weeks left of eating in a calorie deficit, and then May 15th we'll go into a surplus, and then we'll see about the muscle building. Right now we're cutting the calories to lose body fat and doing these workouts to at least maintain or even gain a little muscle mass. Oh, I about lost my phone there. This tripod is a little touchy sometimes. Ain't no problem. There we go. Controlled on the way down. Hold for a second or two on the way on the bottom, and which I didn't right there. I just went straight back up, but you get the idea. It's especially brutal trying to do this right after doing that isolation exercise of the tricep press downs. And in the previous video, we did a couple of negatives for the tricep exercises, but we didn't in this one because I was just wiped out right there. And I believe that's let me see here. Yeah, in about 15 seconds or so, the video is going to end. Just doing a little flex there, trying to check the definition. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.